amigos. Welcome one, welcome all. Now give me an amen or amen. Hey, you can pronounce it either way, amen or amen. And also, you know what I want now. Give me a hallelujah. What a great word. Hallelujah. Folks, get ready for lift off. Here we go. Go.
6, 5, 4, 3,
2, 1. Come on.
Lift off.
Here we go, amigos. Hold on tight. Hold on tight. Here we go. Come on. Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. And get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name tag. On radio. Let's go. All right, amigos, welcome one, welcome all. Time to learn some English, have some fun, hang out with our amigos, and that's you, Show with No Namers. Thank you. Thank you for learning, laughing, and playing with us day after day, week after week, year after year. And are you ready for this? Decade after decade. Wow. Thank you for learning English with me, also for learning English with all my amigos here at Vaughn Radio. You know, when we finish up here every day, I can't leave you in better hands than the hands of Jimena Holiday, the lovely Londoner. Really, Jimena is a lovely person and a great professional, and you get to spend an hour with her every day on Test Your English. How lucky you are. Seriously, I mean that. I don't have enough time. I'd love to spend an hour with Jimena. Her positivity, her energy is contagious. And if on top of it, you're enriching your English, you're being challenged, as she always does. She challenges her students on Test Your English. Well, then it's a good time. And that's just one of the many, many shows you've got here on Vaughn Radio. Right before this show, you've got Fitz and his program, No Excuses. Fitz is the master. If you've had a Vaughn teacher and you love that Vaughn teacher, well, you've got to thank Fitz.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com.
That's right, folks. GrupoVaughn.com. You can find out more about our masters. We've also got our summer camps. Hey, I know what you're thinking. What? Summer camps in April? Well, when do you think you sign up for them? The week before? Good luck. They fill up really quickly. I'm just telling you. I mean, it's a great thing. The parents are, assured that their kids are not only doing something, because we all know that anybody with kids, you got to keep them occupied. And what better way than learning English, meeting friends, and socializing? All of that contributes to their growth while giving you a little bit of a break, un descanso, because sure, when during the school year, kids are in school, so that's when you do your work, all the things you have to get done. But in the summer, that's tough. So we've got you covered, just like we do if you're looking to study phrasal verbs or if you're looking to get an immersive experience, we've got you covered. Go to grupovon.com. You can check out all the different solutions. You could call them solutions, initiatives. Well, I say it because there are materials, there are courses. You've got a little bit of everything. You can even learn English with AI. You say I, we say AI. Pero claro, en inglés, AI. It's a big buzzword now, right? Everybody's AI, AI, AI. I said, okay, all right. Hey, it's true though. It's true. It's like maybe the word World Wide Web when I was a teenager. Everything was the World Wide Web, the internet, which it's still prevalent, and it's never been more prevalent in our lives. And speaking of internet, you've got social media. And Vaughn is on every platform under the sun. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us also on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram. And we've got a newsletter as well, which is free, as you can imagine. Well, nothing is free. You got to give us your email address. But, if you don't give us your email address, how can we make sure you get the lesson, right? The lesson, and as always, you get lessons, you get some news, and this way you know what's going on. You'll be the first to know what's going on, because a lot of times, too, they'll say, okay, we have 5 spots left. We're going to do a deal with these 5 spots. And you know what happens there? First come, first served. Or while supplies last. No son dos frases de marketing. First come, first served. El que llega es el que come, no? And also while supplies last, mientras dure. So if you want to be in the loop, follow us on social media. All right, amigos, it's time for today's pop quiz. Come on. Let's go. Pop quiz. Come on. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, amigos. It is our pop quiz. Well, hey, while I was looking at the material we were going to look at, I just got a pop-up here, and I'm just going to read it for you. See what I mean about if you're, in our ecosystem, then you'll be the first one to find out about these deals. And if you're ever considering getting a book or a course, well, what's the best time to do that? Black Friday, Amazon Prime. You know what I'm saying? Those days where there's a discount and you save a couple bucks, right? So here we've got Intensivo de Semana Santa. Okay, that is for Easter week. Intensivo de Semana Santa. You get, obviously, classes. And, let's see. It says you'll get a 30% discount. Okay? 30% discount. Now, that breaks down, el desglose over there is 3 days, 2 hours a day, 111 euros. That's with the discount. So again, 3 days, 2 hours a day, that's 6 hours of class for 111 euros. Let's do the math. Let's see. Come on, I'm not good at this. I got to take out my calculator here, but this is a deal if I've ever heard of one. So 111 divided by 6 equals 18 euros and 50 cents for an English class, for an hour of English with a Vaughn teacher, that is the lowest you're going to find it. I'm telling you right now, usually it's more than that. All right, so this is a special deal. Now, you've only got, of course, it's a limited time that you can take advantage of this deal, but it is for our intensive course. It's Easter week and for 111 euros. So just over, a little over 100 euros, which, let's be honest, you can spend 100 euros at Veeps or at the movies and not even realize it. No, and in cine, you're like, ¿qué? What? So this is 111 euros well spent. It's 3 days, 2 hours a day, and it's a great way to make sure you're productive during Easter week, which is right around the corner. So take advantage of that offer if you were thinking about signing up for classes with us. Today, we're going to take a look at Inglés para Viajar. Now, Inglés para Viajar, I think the name says it all, right? I think so. It is written by Victor Sanabria, a New Yorker, a Spanish-American New Yorker. Sound familiar? And it's Inglés para Viajar. Tu pasaporte al mundo angloparlante. You know how much this material costs? Under $10. So again, a steal. If you're thinking about, getting a guide for when you travel, you're a big traveler, you like to travel, you like to see the world. Well, this is really good because it's got everything in there, from how to go through customs. Que vimos el otro día. We were talking about airports, aduana, what to say, what not to say, more importantly. So $9.95 is the price. It's got over 2 hours of audio. Let me share the link with you as well. It's called Inglés para Viajar. Get traveling, and get traveling means ponte a viajar. So, my amigos, listen carefully, as always. In our pop quiz, you've got to listen and extract some information from this audio. Some of it you might know, some of it may be new to you, and some of it, well, if you know it, it's a review. And it's always good to review. I forget things all the time, especially when you're bilingual, or trilingual. And you got a lot more words in your head than the average person. I always tell my daughter that. I go, the kids who don't speak English at your school, like double, your head has double the amount of information in it. Forget about the creative side, mathematics, but just with the language acquisition, it's a different ball game. Toma expresión. Es harina de otro costal. All right, amigos, this is from Inglés para Viajar.
La temperatura en inglés. Put your temperature skills to the test. It's currently 50 degrees Fahrenheit in Seattle. There's a high of 55 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 45 degrees Fahrenheit. It's currently 21 degrees Fahrenheit in Denver. There's a high of 26 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 12 degrees Fahrenheit. It's currently 10 degrees Fahrenheit in Chicago. There's a high of 11 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 2 degrees Fahrenheit. It's currently 70 degrees Fahrenheit in Los Angeles. There's a high of 75 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 67 degrees Fahrenheit. It's currently 77 degrees Fahrenheit in Las Vegas. There's a high of 83 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 64 degrees Fahrenheit. It's currently 57 degrees Fahrenheit in Dallas. There's a high of 72 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It's currently 35 degrees Fahrenheit in New York. There's a high of 42 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 29 degrees Fahrenheit. It's currently 68 degrees Fahrenheit in Miami. There's a high of 72 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 61 degrees Fahrenheit. Key phrases for making choices on vacation.
Tantas elecciones a tu disposición. Con esta pulsera tienes acceso a todos nuestros comedores.
With this bracelet, you have access to all of our dining facilities.
La cena empieza a las 6:30 y termina a las 9.
Dinner starts at 6:30 and ends at 9.
Si necesitas sombra, pide una sombrilla en la recepción.
If you need some shade, ask for a parasol at reception.
Si te interesa, hay un recorrido a las 2.
If you're interested, there's a tour at 2.
Tenemos espectáculo en directo cada noche.
We have live entertainment every night.
Puedes elegir cualquier toalla de playa que quieras.
You can choose whichever beach towel you like.
El socorrista debería tener crema protectora.
The lifeguard should have sunscreen.
Pídele una tumbona al socorrista.
Ask the lifeguard for a deck chair.
El bar está abierto desde las 11 de la mañana hasta medianoche.
The bar is open from 11 in the morning to midnight.
Pregúntale a tu animadora las opciones de entretenimiento para niños.
Ask your holiday rep for children's entertainment options. Key phrases for when you're lost.
¡No te desvíes mucho! Perdone, ¿sabe el nombre de este barrio?
Sorry, do you know what the name of this neighborhood is?
Perdone, ¿este es el camino correcto a la catedral?
Sorry, is this the right way to the cathedral?
Está justo después de ese edificio alto.
It's just past that tall building.
Hay una frutería en la esquina. Puedes preguntar allí.
There's a grocery shop on the corner. You can ask there.
Estoy buscando Central Park. ¿Voy bien?
I'm looking for Central Park. Is this the right way?
Vas mal.
You're going in the wrong direction.
Tienes que ir hacia el sur. Verás una iglesia a la izquierda.
You want to head south. You'll see a church on your left.
Es todo recto, al final de esta calle.
It's straight ahead, at the end of this street.
¿A cuánto estoy de allí?
How far away am I?
Queda a media hora en coche.
It's half an hour away by car.
¿Conoces Weekend Town? La nueva iniciativa de Vaughan.
Pues no.
Es un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés. Y es nuevísimo.
A ver, cuéntame más.
Tendrás una inmersión lingüística total durante 2 días. Un total de 24 horas hablando con angloparlantes de todo el mundo.
¡Wow! ¡Qué interesante!
Ganarás confianza y soltura a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Mejorarás tu comprensión auditiva y tus habilidades conversacionales en una situación de comunicación real en inglés. Ven a Weekend Town y te sorprenderás con todo lo que puede avanzar tu inglés en un fin de semana. Weekend Town de Vaughan. Un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés.
That's right, amigos. Weekend Town, one of our newest initiatives. If you want to find out how you can get this weekend, this immersive weekend, this amazing, life-changing English experience, well, you can go over to grupovon.com and find out more. All right, folks. So we were talking a little bit about the weather there. I don't know whether you know how to ask that question. Es un homófono. Weather y weather. See? Okay, not that funny. All right, well, you've got 2 ways to ask it. Let's see if you know it, but I'll tell you anyway. But always see if you know it first, all right? So the first way, how's the weather? How is the weather? Or what's the weather like? What we don't say is how's the weather like? ¿Ves? No hacemos híbrido. So it's what I suggest, use the one that kind of makes sense to you. How's the weather? What's the weather like? All right, same idea. You're asking the same thing there. And all right, well, it's a common thing to talk about too, not just because you want to know what the weather is like if you're going to be traveling somewhere, but also it's a topic of small talk, isn't it? You don't know how many people in the last 2 weeks, you know, at the picking up my daughter at the bus stop or whatever, where it's like, oh man, we've been having a lot of rain lately. Oh yeah, thank God we've got some sun. I mean, that's what we all have in common, even more than football, because some people don't like soccer. Some people aren't into music as much as you or movies, but the weather, that's something that nobody's immune to the weather. So it's not just good to know how to talk about because you want to be a meteorologist. No, to have small talk, to be able to chat. Oh, what's the weather like in Madrid? I've never been there. Oh, well, it depends. Our winters are quite mild. Mild es ni calurosos, no son muy brutales, right? They're quite mild. A mild day is, mild weather means se porta bien el tiempo in general, right? Mild. So right there is a vocabulary word, because I know everybody knows sunny. It's sunny. Okay, it's windy, and it's good to know all that stuff, right? Sunny, it's windy. All right, well, what I want to do is I want you to use the first thing I want you to do is use the word pronóstico. Okay, predicción. También es verbo, si quieres intentar usarlo como verbo. Okay, es pronosticar o predecir. Okay, so predicción, we use it in finance, not just in weather, with the finances, with the budget. Okay, que son with sales, las ventas, ¿no? El pronóstico, pronosticar. Okay, so it's a really good one to say estimar, calcular, it says here as well. So use it in context. Use it in a context where it makes sense for you to use it in your life. You can be talking about the weather. You can be talking about sales. You can be talking about whatever you want. The thing is to use pronóstico, predicción, or you can use it as a verb, pronosticar, predecir. All right, that is number one. Number two, I want you to tell me que va a llover, okay? But you can't use the word rain, okay? We'll look at all the different types of rain. Be creative here, okay? You can't use the word rain. ¿Por qué? Porque I know you know it. Purple rain, purple rain. So no using the word rain. Give me another way to tell me, va a llover, o llovió mucho. You can, again, I'll give you carte blanche, since we looked at French words yesterday, to kind of use the word lluvia however you want. Maybe if you live in the north of Spain, that's the story, right? So, coméntame algo sobre la lluvia sin usar la palabra rain. Can you do it? I'm sure you can. And you can say chirimiri, you can say llover a cántaros, or just another way to say va a llover, okay? And the last one is húmedo. I want you to use húmedo, okay? Pero aquí húmedo en cuanto al tiempo. Por ejemplo, moist es húmedo, pero moist es más para un bizcocho, right? That's how this cake is really moist. Entonces esa no lo usamos. Sí que es húmedo, pero we use a different one for the weather. And I'm going to limit you. You can't say it's humid. Yeah. Nope. Because that's too easy. Because, we say humid. It's a humid day. There's a lot of humidity. Sí que existe. But there's another totally native way to say un tiempo húmedo. The opposite of Madrid. Madrid, we live in a dry climate. Right? Y ojo con esa palabra. Vamos a pronunciarlo todo juntos. It's not climate, sino climate. It rhymes with it. It's the climate. Climate. Say it with me. De hecho, suena igual que escálalo. Climate. See that mountain? Climate. And then I want you to look over the horizon and tell me the climate. Hey, estamos jugando. It's a bad joke. Of course it is. But si sabes pronunciar escálalo, pues sabes. Porque no sabes. You don't know how many times I've heard people say climat or climate, right? So vamos todos juntos. Climate. All right, so number one, you've got to use previsión, pronóstico, o usarlo como verbo, si prefieres. The second one, hablar de lluvia sin usar la palabra rain. You know we love our synonyms here. And the third one, I want you to tell me something about la humedad and use a real example. En mi ciudad, this way you're actually saying a sentence you would say. Okay. And you can tell us a little bit about where you live there. Okay. So the third one is húmedo. Humedad, you can say as well. But the idea is not the one for the cake, which is moist. And you can't use the word humid. I'm looking for another totally native word. Amigos, we have got to go to a quick commercial break. We have flown through the first part of the show, and we've got so much to do in today's show. So if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 2 of today's show with No Name on Vaughn Radio. That's right. All right, amigos, we've got a lot of stuff to cover. We've already looked at some really good vocabulary so far. I see we've got a lot of show with no namers checking in as well. So great job to all of you who laugh and learn with us every day here on the show. It's an absolute pleasure. A pleasure to teach you English. I haven't always had, I've had driven students, motivados. But I want to be honest with you. Sometimes when you're doing in-company classes, which is where I started out working in the corporate teaching realm, mundo. But there were a lot of people who were there just because, it was cool to have English class. And because their company was paying for most of it, if not all of it. So they were there more for the selfie, like, aquí estoy en clase de inglés. I get it. But remember, if you don't practice it, you're not going to learn. But I have to be honest, I have had thousands and thousands of students. And I think I've only had a problem once. And I squashed that problem very, very quickly. And it was crazy because it was an issue with a student, and it was like my first month teaching. But I handled it well, and I think that gave me the confidence to know, how to run my classes. And, hey, it's part, para usar la expresión, it's par for the course, no? La que se dice en esta cuña de this book is the shit. It's par for the course, or another way you can say it is, it comes with the territory. All right, amigos, let's kick off the second part of the show with today's Say What soundbite. Say what? All right, folks, here's your Say What soundbite. As always, we're going to hear from a famous person right now. They're going to drop us a couple lines taken straight from pop culture. Sometimes it's a movie, sometimes it's an interview, sometimes it's an award show. And that's part of it, too. I want you to tell me, where are they? What's going on? Not just what's being said, but what's going on. Also, can you pinpoint where the person is from? That's another thing as well. You'll hear it 4 times, as you always do. And good luck. Good luck. There's somebody's name here. I'm not too concerned about the name. Me da igual un poco el nombre, okay? Oh, also, and before I forget, if you haven't participated in our weekly speaking exercise question of the week and you would like to, don't forget to send me a voice note. You can record it on your phone. Then you can send it to aalonso@grupovon.com. aalonso@grupovon.com. This week, we are looking at your biggest pet peeve. A pet peeve is something that gets under your skin. Algo que te saca de quicio. Right? Something you just can't put up with. Tolerar. You can't stand it. We all have it, you know? Those things that really... Because, I mean, some people let a lot of things get under their skin. But even the calmest people, even the most easygoing people, they have pet peeves. You know, oh, you can do that, but don't ever do that, because that's the thing that gets me really upset. So what is your pet peeve? Don't hold back. No te detengas. No retengas. You can participate. Please do it before Thursday. As you know, our question of the week is on Friday. Every Friday, we hear from you, show with no namers. So you still have time. You have plenty of time. But don't think like that. Because if you say I have plenty of time, you know what happens next, right? You're like, oh, shit. So there must be a middle ground. Un punto medio. All right, my amigos, here we go. Here's your Say What soundbite for the first time.
But on Singing in the Rain, they shot with 2, which is very unusual. But on the Boom and the Way in the Sky, there used to be a guy called Busby Berkeley. Mm-hmm. Somewhere there's Busby, how high the boom. They used to tie him on with rope because he'd get so drunk.
All right, so obviously there's an audience there, and the woman said something funny, shocking, unexpected. All right, so there it is for the first time. I'll give you a second just to let it sink in, asimilarlo, to let it sink in, okay? And as I said, the name, if you want, I'll give it to you. It's because the name is, because it's not a common name either. Busby Berkeley. Busby Berkeley is the person's name that she mentions. All right, is everybody ready? Here's your Say What soundbite for the second time.
But on Singing in the Rain, they shot with 2, which is very unusual. But on the Boom and the Way in the Sky, there used to be a guy called Busby Berkeley. Mm-hmm. Somewhere there's Busby, how high the boom. They used to tie him on with rope because he'd get so drunk.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer, or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's part for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damián, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
vaughantienda.com.
It's the Shit.
That's right, amigos. This book is the shit. My latest book. You can pick it up at Vaughan Tienda, just like Inglés para Viajar, which we are taking a look at in today's pop quiz. I see we've got a lot of people here participating, which is awesome. All right. We're talking about weather here, and let's see whether you know your vocab or not. Born to Iron Man is in the house checking in, and he says, morning, friends. Hello, Born to Iron Man. Great to have you with us, as always. German, there he is. He says, morning, mates. How you doing? Great now that you're here, German. Chris Valrol, another superstar in the house, and she says, morning show with no-namers around the world. What's up, Chris? German says, tomorrow you are going to feel under the weather, whether you like it or not. You know I love it, German, when we play with words. Why not? And you know who's doing it all the time now? My daughter. Oh, man. Any sound she hears, she's like, esto suena otra cosa. Constantly. So, and my wife gives us the same look, like, okay, guys, that was like not funny. But that doesn't mean we're going to stop. You know, if I get a laugh 1 out of 10 times, I'm happy. All right, let's take a look over here. Who else is with us? Born to Iron Man, participating in our pop quiz. Let's see. He says, what's the forecast for tomorrow in Valencia? Well, that's funny you ask. Well, first, forecast. Very good. The forecast, la previsión. And it's funny because I'm going to Valencia this week with my family. So actually, I was looking at the forecast in Valencia. And it's going to be beautiful. I think 24 degrees on Saturday, I read, in Valencia. So beautiful. I mean, 24 degrees, not hot, not cool, just a beautiful spring day. You know, wow, great. Let's hope there are no changes. Also, you can't look at, this is something I've learned too. Don't look at the forecast too far in advance, because do they really know? So I know when we went to Disney, my wife was looking at the forecast like a month before, and I'm like, honey, it can change 10 times. You know what I mean? So, and it did. So, usually, you look a day or two before, just so you know what to pack, que meter en la maleta, right? If you're going to need some rain gear, right? Or if you're going to need, hot clothes or, for the summer, or maybe you need a coat. It makes a big difference when you're traveling on a plane too, because obviously the more stuff you pack, the more expensive and cumbersome, aparatoso, right? The more expensive and the more everybody, I think, even people who overpack, their dream is to pack light, to travel light, right? This way you're not like lugging around 10 big suitcases, So excellent job, Born to Iron Man. Oh, and by the way, hopefully, if all goes according to plan, I'm going to be meeting up with Anix, your fellow student, Anix, in Valencia. And if that's the case, if we do end up making it happen, which it looks like we will, I'll take a picture with us and I'll post it on my social media. Yeah, why not? Why not? And in fact, I reached out to Anix, and she sent me, guys. If you're ever going to Valencia, contact Anix because she gave me just such a thorough, concienzudo, and cool guide, una guía that she put together. So thanks again, Anix, and looking forward to hanging out with you in person. All right, let's see. The next one, we're going to have showers. Yes, Born to Iron Man. Great job, buddy. Yeah. It's funny because a lot of times you don't hear people say, oh, it's going to rain tomorrow. We're expecting, se usa mucho expecting con el tiempo. We're expecting showers tomorrow, heavy showers, light showers. That's a way of saying heavy rain or light rain. Okay, so great showers. And then, como te digo, puedes poner heavy or light, right? If it's drizzle, then drizzle is chirimiri, then it's light showers, right? But if it's rain, if it's pouring, if there's downpour, tomorrow it's going to downpour. It's going to pour. It means verter. Think about it. I mean, the word says it all. And that's when you can have flooding, right? Inundaciones and things like that. So the lightest rain is drizzle, right? And the heaviest rain is downpour. You can say it's downpouring or it's pouring a secas. Y una que es muy nativa, it's pissing down. Eso es cuando llueve a cántaros. All right. Then we've got other kinds of precipitation too. We've got hail. Let's see how many you know. Well, let's see. Hail. Hail. What is that one? Granizo, right? Hail. How do you say aguanieve? Do you know? Sleet. Sleet. S-L-E-E-T. And what about when there's a lot of snow? Como un vendaval, una tormenta de nieve. We call it a blizzard, right? Disney actually has a theme park, a water park in Orlando called Blizzard Beach. And it's themed like a frozen tundra, right? But it's really water rides. So blizzard. Or you can say a snowstorm. They're expecting a blizzard. They're expecting a snowstorm. Then you've got, I'll go from coldest to warmest to hottest. You got freezing. Okay, it's freezing here. Okay, you got cold. You've got cool. Oh, it's a cool spring morning. Warm and then hot. And then you've got, of course, you've got hot as hell. Eso ya es que, vamos, you can't take it, right? You've also got, when we talk about clouds too, what is the sky like, right? Is it foggy? Is it cloudy? Is it overcast? Overcast is another way of saying a dark day, a cloudy day, a gray day. Decimos lo mismo, un día gris. So you can say cloudy, gloomy también, gris, no, oscuro, foggy, con niebla, overcast, as I said, is another way of saying cloudy, and clear skies, which is also an expression. Clear skies up ahead. Significa que la parte dura ya lo hemos pasado. And then we can talk about the wind. We can talk about a breeze. Everybody likes a breeze. Nobody wants a hurricane. Right? Also, a breeze means something easy. No, English is a breeze learning with you, right? A breeze. Windy, it's a windy day, or there's a lot of wind. Okay. And some other words. Drought. You know, we just looked at flood, the abundance of water. Well, a drought is lack of water. Okay, drought, you say sequía. And then you've got thunder, lightning. The way you love me, it's frightening. You better knock on wood, baby. All right, and the last one, he says the climate is damp. Nice job. Born to Iron Man. Good words. Spoken like a true native. All right, let's see. Chris Valrol. She says, the weather forecast for today is sunny. She says, last week it poured at times. Great. And then she says the climate here on the Mediterranean side is usually muggy. Yeah, New York too. I mean, New York, muggy is the word. You know, New York, summer, muggy, right? And we have the same thing too. The humidity, the relative humidity. So you'll see the weather forecast. It'll say it's 90 degrees. Remember, we use Fahrenheit. But it feels like, sensación térmica, I think you say, feels like 110 because the humidity will make it feel really hot. I mean, anybody who lives in a muggy, which is a great word, great job there. Oh, it's muggy. It's really muggy. All right, excellent job. Born to Ironman and Chris Valrol showing that they can talk about the weather. They've got some small talk, which is, again, I know you think, oh man, a small talk, it's annoying, but it's also part of life. All business negotiations start with how was your weekend? How are the kids? Did you catch the game yesterday? Right? They don't start with, just sign right here on the dotted line, Mr. Jones. No, you got to work there. You got to work your way there. No, poco a poco vas llegando ahí. And that starts with being a master at small talk, knowing how to talk about things that everybody talks about, whether you like them or not. And I don't think there's anything, because politics, you can go into some tough territory there, let's say. Religion, all of those things you want to avoid. So weather, I feel like weather is kind of like a good way to not offend anyone and, just find some common ground, which is the idea behind small talk. When you see somebody in an elevator or what, a colleague you haven't seen in a while, this kind of chit chat, as we call it. It's another way of saying it, chit chat. The kind of chit chat you can get with Rob and Andy. You can get chit chat, cha-cha-da, with Rob and Andy every day on the lunchtime show. And you're not going to get like a more native conversation. I mean, on Vaughn Radio, there are a lot of classes. There's me who goes a mile a minute. Right. And then you got Rob and Andy who are just chilling, and you guys have to keep up. You have to keep up, and you can interact with that show as well. All right. Let's see over here. Chris Valrol says, I heard an American actress. She's talking about today's Say What soundbite. And Chris, I got to say, you have a great ear. She says, I heard an American actress. Absolutely. She's American. Her accent could be from the South of the States. She's telling an anecdote about the movie Singing in the Rain, but I couldn't understand much else. We all know this actress's daughter. Well, Chris, you know who it is. That's who it is. And, you got the gist of it. She's talking about an anecdote. Excuse me, I just sneezed. She's talking about an anecdote from a movie. You're absolutely right there. Well, the good thing, guys, you're going to hear this audio clip another 2 times. So you're going to get another 2 chances to get it all down. Again, I'm not so worried about the name. Busby. Es que es un nombre raro. Right? Busby Berkeley. Okay, so don't worry. You can put BB if you want there. No me da igual un poco el nombre. Bebe. Aunque si quieres escribir el nombre Busby, que otra vez también es apellido mucho. Yo lo he visto más como apellido, como primer nombre. It's como autobús, B-U-S-B-Y. Busby. But again, I don't think it's a very common name these days. If anything, I've seen it as a last name. So for that part, you can just put BB. It doesn't matter. I'm not too interested in the person's name. I already told you that part. I'll tell you what, before we go to a commercial break, let me give you today's homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones on the show with no name. name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
Show with no name. Hey, there's a bell tolling. We looked at that yesterday. All right, the first word is monja. Monja, 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 mon. I know that joke. A mi hija le flipa esa. Di jamón, di monja. All right, so the first word is monja. Monja. Okay, it's interesting because it's a little bit different. Monje is monk, como monkey sin el e-y, monk. Okay, and the second word is ninguno, nadie, para nada. All right. So the first word is monja, and the second word is ninguno, nadie, para nada, en absoluto. And there you go. I'm sure you're familiar with both of these words. I'd be willing to bet my life on it, but we'll find out after this quick commercial break. You know how this works, folks. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll check your homophones. Also, we're going to give you the Say What soundbite for the third time. We've got our spelling bee. We've got Name That Movies, Name That Lyric, Double Trouble, Famous Birthdays, and so much more. So if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back. This is part 3 of today's show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Welcome back. Don't forget, we've got amazing programs all afternoon. You've got Jimena Holiday with Test Your English. Rob and Andy and the Lunchtime Show. Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. The Salad with Dave Boys. Kyle Miller's Drive Time. Frankly Speaking with Chris Frank. The Hour to Empower with Jessica Fernandez. The Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. No Excuses with our buddy Fitz from the Emerald Isle. And who else? Oh, sure. Richard Vaughn, of course. Sometimes it's like so obvious that I don't say it. But Richard Vaughn. Him and Dave are the old school. They're the ones who have been on the air since day one. Both of them. Dave Boys and Richard Vaughn. The OGs, the original gangsters, as we say. No, a lot of times decimos eso como en plan broma, como de la vieja escuela, the OGs, the original gangsters, los gangsters originales. Hey, these are those little totally native things that if you know it, next time you're in a conversation in English, the person's going to be like, wow, this person really, really masters English. You know, if you know all those little idiomatic expressions, those totally native things that I love to teach you guys. All right, let's see. Let me give you today's Say What soundbite for the third time. All right, good luck, everybody. We'll see if you can figure it out.
But on Singing in the Rain, they shot with two, which is very unusual. But on the Boom and the Way in the Sky, there used to be a guy called Busby Berkeley. Somewhere there's Busby, how high the boom. They used to tie him on with rope because he'd get so drunk.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughntown, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughntown, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughntown.
That's right, folks. All right. The bell is tolling. For whom the bell tolls, as we looked at yesterday. It's time to take a look at our homophones, or not. Let's see what you guys had to say. Chris Valrol said, bless you. Bless you too, my child. Oh, no, you don't mean it in the religious sense. Well, since we're talking about nuns over here, yeah, bless you, Jesus. When somebody sneezes, you say bless you. Thank you very much. We also use the German word Gesundheit. Gesundheit. Bless you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I try and catch it and lower the volume so I'm not sneezing into the microphone. Well, thank God I don't sneeze very often. But it's like when you got to go to the bathroom. Decimos, when you got to go, you got to go. Pues lo mismo. When you got to sneeze, there's nothing in the world that can stop that. Nothing. Although I have to be honest, if you catch it at the right time and you say avocado, it works sometimes. Te lo juro. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the breathing. Avocado. I don't know the science behind it, but it hasn't always worked. But I would say 7 times out of 10, avocado works before a sneeze. Now, I don't know what happens to that sneeze. Does it get trapped inside you? All right, let's see. First person to participate in our homophones is Born to Iron Man. The words are correct, and he says they sound alike. German agrees. Also, Chris. And German says none. Well, I'm going to read German's sentence since he's used them both in a sentence. None of them should marry a nun. Listen again. None of them should marry a nun. Absolutely. They sound exactly the same. Okay, none of them should marry a nun. Every time I think about nuns, I think of Sister Act. Remember the one with Whoopi Goldberg? That was like the most famous movie ever about nuns. Say a little prayer for me forever and ever and ever to find. In English, it was called Sister Act, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Sister Act. Seguro que en español era una monja cachonda, chiflada, americana, negra. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Since the movie titles are translated very, very literally here, sometimes I don't know. All right. Well, wonderful job in our homophone section, students. Knocking it out of the park. But right now, we are going to up the ante. Vamos a subir el listón because it's time for our spelling bee.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. All right, that was unnecessary. What's going on over here? All right, let's see. Chris says, here it's, te falta el sujeto. Here it. So I know this isn't your fault, but explain. If she were here, she would understand bad boys, chicos malos, chicos malotes, right? But that's dos policías rebeldes. Why? I thought you can't get easier than that. Bad boys. And it's the song Bad Boys. Bad. I mean, it just, okay, yeah, they're two bad boys, but dos policías rebeldes. So here it's Sister Act en vez de monja. Or, playing with the title in English. Well, in English, it's because, if I'm not mistaken, isn't she acting like a sister? Right? She's acting like a sister to avoid, was it prison? I don't remember the premise very much, but I do remember that movie, the music from that movie. That was so popular when I was a youngster. All right, well, amigos, we're going to take a look at our spelling bee now. All right. I'll do it. Okay, give me a second here. And in round one of our spelling bee, I go a mile a minute. Okay, we're talking about Usain Bolt speed here. All right, and hopefully somebody will be able to get these words. Good luck as always, because I am gonna fly through them. All right, let's capitalize the first letter of every word. And here we go. The first one is MARVIN space GAYE. The second one is MOTOWN space RECORDS. The third one is MARVIN space GAY space SR period. The fourth one, WESTERN space HEIGHTS. The fifth one, VOLUNTARY space MANSLAUGHTER. And the last one, which is 3 words, FOREST space LAWN space CEMETERY. ¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan. Brilliant. That's right, folks. The Oxford Test of English. And if you want more information about that or any of our initiatives, you can stop by in person if you live in the wonderful cities of Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, or Zaragoza. Stop by in person. You can also stop by our website, grupovon.com, and or follow us on social media, because you'll also get information. And that's another way to contact us if you have any questions or you'd like to perhaps, take a free level test. I would do that. If you haven't taken advantage of that, it's a free evaluation that you can get from Vaughan. So contact us and let us know. And it's a question of saying, okay, are you free next week? We'll take a look. We'll give you a level test and we'll tell you our opinion, our professional opinion on what you should do. Now, whether you sign up for classes, whether you do, whether you get some materials, that's all up to you. We're just telling you what we would do in your situation based on your level, based on your needs, because of course they don't just do a level test. They ask you, okay, well, what do you need? Well, I need English because I'm looking for a job, or I need English because I have a job and I need to get, so those are all different objectives there, right? And so, or I work in, air traffic control, right? Lo que es ATC, we looked at that the other day, torre de control, right? So the thing is, depends on what you need it for. We all need the small talk. Everybody, doesn't matter what you do. You all need the small talk, a couple jokes. It's always good to try and, make people laugh if you can. It's not easy. Believe me, I know. I've been trying my whole life. And as I said, I get laughs maybe 2% of the time. No, 20% of the time. Two times out of 10, let's say, which would be about 20%, right? All right. This is why I'm an English teacher, not a math teacher. Let's see. We've got Born to Iron Man taking a stab at it over here. Let's see what Born to Iron Man came up with. The first one is correct, sir. The second one is also correct. The third one's correct. The fourth one is correct. The fifth one's correct. And so is the sixth one. Wow. Wow. Excellent job. Born to Iron Man, knocking it out of the park in round one. You have dotted your I's and crossed your T's, and it looks perfect. No punto sobre las I's, to dot your I's and cross your T's, and you nailed it. And you know what you can do here, Born to Iron Man, in round two? Chill out. Have a cup of tea. Relax. You've already got it under your belt, so we'll see if any other students can figure it out as well. Here we go, folks. This is round two of today's Spelling Bee, and as always, good luck. This time I'm going to slow down, though. All right, the first one. So wait, we've got gunshots, we've got police. Something's going down here. Algo ocurre. Something smells fishy. No, algo es sospechoso. All right. Well, the first one is MARVIN space GAYE. The second one is MOTOWN space RECORDS. The third one, MARVIN space GAY space SR period. The fourth one is WESTERN space HEIGHTS. The fifth one, VOLUNTARY space MANSLAUGHTER. And the last one, FOREST space LAWN space CEMETERY. All right, there you go, my amigos. Those are your spelling bee words. So obviously there's something going down with police. Somebody might have gotten shot or some. All right, we've got another winner here. Please give it up for Chris Valrol. Great job, Born to Iron Man and Chris Valrol. All right, our words today had to do with Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye, the singer who sang "Let's Get It On, Let's Get It On." Do you know what that means? Let's have sex. Did you know that? I'm just telling you. Yeah, and what a great song, huh? And then he's got How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You, by You. He's got Ain't That Peculiar. Also, I heard it through the grapevine. Oh, I'm just about to lose my mind, honey, honey. Hey. You know what that song's about? I heard it through the grapevine. He heard through the grapevine, oyó por ahí, le contó un pajarito, that his girl was cheating on him. Que le estaba poniendo los cuernos, la chica. It's not a pretty song, right? You hear it, and you're like, boom, 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 boom. I heard it through the grapevine, and I'm just about to lose my mind. Estoy a punto de perder la cabeza. So we got that great expression. 1971 album, What's Going On? What a great one. What's going on? What's going on? ¿Qué ocurre? We can learn so much from Marvin Gaye. And as I said, the 1973 song and album, Let's Get It On. Yeah, let's get it on. And then Sexual Healing. I mean, you got it all over there. Really, this guy, unfortunately, didn't get to see his 45th birthday. In fact, he was shot and killed. Well, I told you, that's why the police were here. He was shot and killed one day shy. One day shy is a un día de. One day shy of his 45th birthday, and he was shot by a man named Marvin Gaye Sr. Now, what? Yeah, his dad. His dad shot him. What? How did that happen? Well, he had a rocky relationship with his dad. From what I hear, his dad was a very, very strict disciplinarian, and, well, that didn't sit well with Marvin. He didn't feel very loved by his, family drama, of course. But when it gets to that point where people are getting killed, that's not good. When you're shooting your son, that's not good. And, today in 1984, he was shot to death by his own father, Marvin Gaye Sr. That was number 3. Number 1 was Marvin Gaye. Y fijaos, his spelling, he spelled it Gaye. His father's spelling is without the E. But that just shows you that he wanted to distance himself from his father, right? They did not get along. No se llevaban bien. Number 2 was Motown Records. That's the famous record company, record label, record company in Motown, which is Detroit. Motown comes from motor, de motor, and some of the greatest music ever came out of Motown, including Marvin Gaye. If he hadn't been shot by his dad, it took place in Western Heights. Heights es los altos de, se ve muchas veces Heights con lugares, okay? Woodbury Heights, okay? Los altos de algo. Okay, it's very common. You'll see it in the States as well. In fact, one in New Jersey, Seaside Heights. A ver cómo lo traducen. Because height a secas es altura, ¿no? But the heights, de hecho, yo creo que hasta hay un height, altura, heights, a ver, heights. Los altos, yeah. O sea, un sitio que con muchas colinas que están normalmente en un monte is called heights. Not always, but you'll see it in many names, okay? In fact, there's a classic novel, I believe it's Wuthering Heights, if I'm not mistaken, Wuthering Heights, which is, yes, Wuthering Heights. There it is. See? All right. Sometimes you remember things from back in the day. All right. So what a shame, huh? And how did it start? I mean, what went down? Well, basically, it was, as I said before, one day before his 45th birthday. He was about to turn 45. About to. Okay. Cumplir is to turn, not turn into. Turn into es convertirse. But en este caso, el turn into no se usa. So apunta. He oído alumnos say, I'm going to turn 48. He's going to turn 45. So he was about to turn 45. And they got into a heated argument. Basically, there was a dispute between his parents. And Marvin intervened. And, well, his dad shot him twice in the chest. That's right. And you know what the irony of the whole situation here is? It was a gift from his son. So the gun that he got shot with was a gift that he gave his dad. And his dad's way of saying thank you was using that gift to shoot his son. Seemed like a really nice guy, huh? This Marvin Gaye Sr. And his death was a homicide, but his father pleaded guilty. And to plead guilty es presentarse como culpable, ¿no? En un juicio. Es decir, yo me declaro, declararse is the word. To plead guilty to voluntary manslaughter. Okay. Manslaughter is what you would call, I always forget this word in Spanish. Murder es asesinato. Manslaughter is homicidio imprudente, involuntario there. But this was voluntary manslaughter. Voluntary manslaughter. Now, what happened there was he was able to make a deal, to strike a deal or to make a deal, and he got a 6-year suspended sentence. That's nothing. Shoot your son, go to jail for 6 years, and then he had 5 years of probation. And probation is when you have to check in. Tienes que fichar. Probation. Libertad condicional o provisional. All right. So what a tragic story. And just imagine if Marvin Gaye had lived on. I mean, seriously, I don't know how many more hits, how many more albums he would have produced. I mean, he was only 44 years old. And the last one in today's Spelling Bee was Forest Lawn Memorial Park. Sounds nice, right? It's a cemetery. Yeah. Also, it's called Hollywood Hills Cemetery. Okay. Basically, this is the cemetery. All right. This is the cemetery where if you were somebody in Hollywood, I don't mean in life. In life, well, Hollywood, it's a different thing. If you were somebody in Hollywood, then you are buried here at Forest Lawn Memorial Park. And the word lawn, buena palabra para mirar aquí también. Lawn es césped, right? Más cuando habla, because when you talk about grass, you're talking about the material. But if you're saying, me gusta tu césped, tu propiedad, you would say, I like your lawn instead of your grass, because you're not talking about the substance, but you're talking about the complete package. These little nuances that we need to know. Amigos, we've got to go to a quick commercial break right now. I can't believe it. We only have one part of the show left, one quarter, if this is a basketball game. But we've got a lot of stuff to do in the last quarter. So if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, and I wanted to take a look at that word cemetery. We were just talking about Forest Lawn Memorial Park. Remember, in Spanish, you say cementerio. For us, there's no N. It's not cemetery, sino cemetery. Cemetery. Yo lo sé porque yo antes decía cementerio. No, cementerio. That's what it was. I used to say cemetery. Me acuerdo. My grandfather, he's buried in Almería. And I would say to my cousin, I would say, mira, el cementerio. And he's like, no, cementerio. The same. I used to say crocodrilo. It's not croco, crocodile. Believe me, I've made your mistakes just the other way around. Or what about orquestra? Claro, para mí no es orquesta, era orquestra. Because in English, it's orchestra. So those are some words that are pretty similar, but then can be a bit confusing, right? Cemetery, crocodile, orchestra. Say them with me because they've got extra letters. Crocodile, cemetery, orchestra. All right. Hey, these little things that I wish I had known when I was learning. But that's how you learn, by making mistakes. I said cementerio 50 times, and finally my cousin said it's not cementerio, it's cementerio. And he corrected me another 10 times, another 20 times, and now I say it right. Hey, live and learn, as we say every day here on the show. Are you ready for a challenge? All right, let's do today's Double Trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, amigos. It's Double Trouble. And you know what? This one's going to be hell. Hey, at least I'm telling you. You have to do double trouble here. So we're using two words twice here. So we've just upped the ante. Acabamos de subir el listón. I know somebody's going to get it. Okay. Esto es lo peor. Estoy sudando como un pollo, pero tendré que tragar lo que venga. Okay. Hacer de tripas corazón. Tragar lo que venga. Okay. To do something or deal with something unpleasant. Okay. Comerse el marrón would be another way to say it. Mira, aquí lo pone, ¿eh? Me tendré que comer el marrón. We don't say eat the brown. In fact, that sounds quite weird in English. All right. So, esto es lo peor. Esto es horrible. Estoy sudando como un pollo, you say. Que me encanta, by the way, but we don't say I'm sweating like a chicken. Estoy sudando como un pollo, pero tendré que tragar lo que venga. Tendré que hacer de tripas corazón, de comerme el marrón. You have to use the same word twice. So there are two sets of words here. Good luck. Good luck. I know it's going to be hard, but I know somebody will get it. Let's see. Also, we need to listen to our Say What soundbite. Here it is for the fourth and final time. Good luck.
But on Singing in the Rain, they shot with two, which is very unusual. But on the Boom and the Way in the Sky, there used to be a guy called Busby Berkeley. Somewhere there's Busby, how high the boom. They used to tie him on with rope because he'd get so drunk.
¿Qué tal vas de ánimo? ¿Necesitas un empujón? ¿Un poco de aliento? No sweat. No te preocupes. Pásate por vaughantienda.com y hazte con nuestro nuevo material multimedia. 365 días de wellness e inglés. Y viene de la mano de tu propio personal trainer profesional, David Gómez Agudo, conocido por sus miles de seguidores en las redes como Fitbull Coach. Trabajarás fitness, mindset, nutrición y por supuesto el inglés. Y viene con más de 250 vídeos para que entrenes junto con tu coach. Es un win-win. Haz que este año sea tu año, con 365 días de wellness e inglés.
More information at grupovon.com. Also, make sure you are following us on social media, and then you'll know all about our upcoming events, special deals, and you'll also get content as well. All right, let's go over to our group and see if anybody figured out our double trouble over here. Let's see. Chris says, what a pity, Marvin. Yeah, seriously. That's really sad. Born to Iron Man says, oh my God, poor family. Yeah, I mean, I don't even think I can imagine that situation happening. You know, it's just, what do you do? The person who's supposed to love you in the most in the world shoots you twice in the chest. Wow. And you're like, the rest of the world loves you. Like it's so sad, so sad. And thank God, at least we still have his music. All right, Born to Iron Man says Cemetery versus Pet Cemetery by the Ramones. Yeah, there's also, I believe, Stephen King spells it wrong on purpose as well. Stephen King, because that's a Stephen King novel. Let me see how he's yeah, guess what? Born to Iron Man, Stephen King and the Ramones spell it wrong. So don't listen to them. And the Ramones, I get it. They're punk. They don't have to spell it right, man. But Stephen King, you're a writer. You should spell it right. Yeah, they spell it cemetery, right? Cemetery, which is weird. I imagine it was a stylistic choice. But there's Born to Iron Man, finding it in pop culture. All right, nobody knows the double trouble, really? No one wants to try? All right, well, I'll give you a clue. If you know the tragar lo que venga, hacer de tripas corazón, comerme el marrón, if you know that expression, ambas palabras que se repiten están en esa expresión. Maybe, does that make it a little easier? So, si tú sabes, tendré que tragármela, right? Lo que venga, as you say, comerme el marrón. Do you know the expression? Because if you know the expression, then two of those words, it's three words. Y the no va a ser. So, si te sabes esa expresión, lo tienes. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's go over to name that movie. I'll give you some time to try and figure it out in the meantime.
Name that movie.
What? Kike. My cat. Oh, my God. Guy, I'm doing a radio show. Kike, stop meowing. Guy, I'll give you some food in a minute. Oh, God. Sorry, folks. Sorry, my cat. Oh, man, I'm going to kill you, buddy. Thank God you have 9 lives. What? 9 lives? ¿Cómo que 9? ¿No son 7 vidas? Yeah, Spanish cats. Oh, well, Kike is a Spanish cat. Uh-oh. Sorry, Kike. You've only got 7 lives, buddy. Well, that's right. 9 lives is what cats have. You know it from AC/DC. I got 9 lives. Cat's eyes. Back in black. There we go, right there. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man. That's the that's the expression. So you're on the right track. Let's see. Chris is taking a stab at it. She says, this sucks. I'm sweating. I'll suck it up. Suck it up es buena forma de decir tragármela, right? Comerme el marrón. I love it, Chris. Excellent effort there. Well, you should put your head together with Born to Iron Man, because if you use that expression that he used, you got it. It's there. And I think we've looked at all 3 of these different expressions that are in this double trouble today. All right, so I'll give you some more time before I give you the answer. In the meantime, why don't I give you the synopsis for today's Name That Movie? A stuffy businessman finds himself trapped inside the body of his family's cat. Ajá, de ahí vino lo del gato. Okay. So, a stuffy. Now, what is stuffy? Stuffy is estirado. Okay, if somebody is stuffy, estirado, muy conservador, aburrido. Okay. Also, si hablamos, if a room is stuffy, it means sofocante. Oh man, stuffy in here. Is it stuffy in here? Right? It means you can't really breathe too well. So good word to know. Okay, stuffy. Como stuff cosas, pero con Y. Okay. Let's see. Born to Iron Man. He's not giving up. He's going to take a stab at today's double trouble. And he goes, this sucks. I'm sweating bullets. I have to bite the bullet. What if I change this sucks to this bites? Then would it make sense? I think so. All right. Well, excellent effort. Born to Iron Man. Let's look at that over here, and then we'll move on to name that movie. So this sucks, this bites means the same thing. Esto, vaya mierda. Right? When something doesn't go your way, when something is not what you were looking for, you can say this sucks, this bites. There's actually a very famous movie with Ethan Hawke called Reality Bites. Bites son trocitos, píldoras de la realidad, y también reality bites, la realidad es una mierda. So excellent title if you know the movie Reality Bites. Well, I mean, ves, son como escenas cortitas de la vida de gente. Eso tiene ese significado, pero también es vaya mierda de vida, right? Reality bites. So you can say this sucks or this bites. Same thing. You're saying it's not good. Okay, you don't like it. So this bites. I'm sweating bullets, but estoy sudando balas, we say. Piénsalo, clic, clic, clic. Están cayendo como balas, right? I'm sweating bullets. No se pronuncia ballets, sino bullets. I'm sweating bullets, but I'll have to bite the bullet. Okay? And to bite the bullet, it makes sense if you know the idiomatic expression, the etymology behind the idiomatic expression. Back in the day when soldiers were wounded, and they didn't have any anesthesia or anything like that, what they would do is they would give the patient that was being operated on a bullet, and they would say, bite it, and at least that'll, you put your energy there. So to bite the bullet is to face an unpleasant situation, right? To deal with, to face an unpleasant situation that you don't really have too much of a choice. So there it is. Excellent job. We just had to change sucks, que es son sinónimos. So this bites. I'm sweating bullets, but I'll have to bite the bullet. It's today's double trouble. All right, and Chris va al rol figuring out today's Name That Movie. It's called 9 Lives. ¿Se llama Siete Vidas en español? Oh, and the birthday boy, yesterday's birthday boy, was in this movie. Christopher Walken. Yeah. Christopher Walken was in this movie as well. Let's see. When did it come out? This movie came out it stars Barry, not stars. The director is Barry Sonnenfeld. I'm sure you guys know Barry Sonnenfeld. He did Raising Arizona. And he was... Raising Arizona, you say, what do you call it? The one with Nicolas Cage. Texas, you have a name for it there. I can't remember. You changed the name. Throw Mama from the Train. We looked at that one this past week. Also, Men in Black, Wild Wild West, Addams Family, and 9 Lives was another one that he directed. All right, so let's take a look at this movie. Tom Brand says, I'm not eating cat food. No voy a comer comida de gato. And Felix says, you'll eat cat food or else. Comerás eso? Porque si no, or else. Okay. And then Tom says, oh, I'm 10 pounds. Right? I'm 10 pounds. Peso 10 libras. And covered in fur. Fur is pelo, pero de animal. Fur. Right? We say hair for humans. Fur. What else could you possibly do to me? ¿Cómo me vas a joder más? And Felix says, this cat has not been fixed. Now, ¿cómo arreglas un gato? ¿Cómo se rompe un gato? Well, in this case, if a cat is fixed, It means that clip, clip. Yeah. Okay. Que le han cortado los huevitos. This cat has not been fixed. ¿Ves? Del contexto no puede ser arreglado. Tiene que significar otra cosa. Pues en este caso es que no le han operado, ¿no? No le han quitado eso. And Tom Brand whispers, "Don't you dare. Ni te atreves. Que no se te ocurre. Don't you dare." And Lara says, "Oh, should I take him to the vet?" Le llevo al veterinario. And Tom says, "Perkins?" And Felix says, "Let's wait." So he's toying with him. Está jugando con él. And Tom says, "If you so much as lay a finger on si pones un dedo en mí," and then Felix cuts him off. He says, "He's made progress. He's going to be better now. Va a ser mucho mejor ahora." And then Felix says, if he isn't eating his cat food or using his poopy box, que también se puede decir litter box, más común, litter box, give me a call. Dame un toque. I'll clip him myself. Le corto yo mismo. You hear that, Mr. Fuzzy Pants? Dice un nombre como plan broma, ¿no? Mr. Fuzzy Pants. All right, there you go, folks. The movie is 9 Lives. All right, it's time to move on to your joking.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar. You're joking.
That's right, amigos. You're joking. You're joking. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man says close, but no cigar. Pero te llevas un totally native. Traducción de close, but no cigar. Te lo hago en un sonido. Uy, uy. Casi. Great expression. Born to Iron Man. Chris says, in Spain, it's 7 vidas. Este gato es un peligro. I love the subtitle. This cat is dangerous. They love the literal stuff here. It's crazy. 7 vidas. Este gato es un peligro. All right. Well, folks, in English, 9 lives. All right. Let's see if you get today's awesome jokes. What do an editor and a gun seller, vendedor, have in common? What do an editor, un editor, and a gun seller have in common? They both deal with clips. No? Well, you know clips, audio clip, video clip. You know that one. You say it in Spanish. Un trocito, ¿no? De algo. But also a clip in a gun is peine. Okay? The ammunition, no sabía yo que es peine, parte de, ¿no? Cuando cargas un arma, you have a clip, okay? And in Spanish, it's called peine. So you get it now? What does an editor and a gun seller have in common? They both deal with clips. All right, I've got another one. What did the gun instructor say at the end of his presentation? What did the gun instructor say at the end of his presentation? Fire away. No. A disparar, chicos. Todos a disparar. But also fire away es preguntas. No, pregunta, tira, venga. You get it? Okay, all right. Well, you should know, fire away. What did the gun instructor say at the end of his presentation? Fire away. Disparad, chicos. O hacerme preguntas, chicos, chicas. All right, the last one. Let's see if you get this one. What do guns like to read? What do guns like to read? Easy. Magazines. Magazine es revista, pero también cargador de un arma. They like to read magazines. Polvorín, it says here too. Polvorín cargador. Oh, did you know that? I'm sure a lot of you know the word magazine. In fact, you use the word magazine, you say con una fe, to talk about a variety show as well. All right, my amigos, those are your jokes, but it's time for famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Famous birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name. All right, the first person was born today in 1986. She is an American singer and songwriter. She rose to fame as the co-lead vocalist, o sea que hay varias que cantan, of the country music group Lady A. All right, they used to be called Lady Antebellum, but they changed the name in 2020 to simply Lady A. All right. And she is the co-lead vocalist of this group. One of these groups that has made country popular, right? Brought country music into the mainstream. Number two, this is an American cinematographer, director, and producer born today in 1953. He originally worked as a cinematographer for the Coen brothers on Raising Arizona. We talked about this before. And he also directed The Addams Family, Addams Family Values, Get Shorty, Men in Black, Wild Wild West, and 7 Lives or 9 Lives? Casi digo siete. 9 Lives. All right. And last but not least, this woman was born today in 1932, an American actress, singer, and dancer. As Chris pointed out, we all know her daughter probably more than her. Her daughter was Princess Leia. That's right, Carrie Fisher. And this woman, well, she's been in everything. She's won awards all throughout her career that lasted 70 years. Some of her films, The Singing Nun. Hemos mirado esa palabra. La monja cantante. What's the Matter with Helen? Mother. Tammy. And many, many more. All right, Chris Valro, looks like you got them. Number 1, Hillary Scott. Number 2, Barry Sonnenfeld. A name that is synonymous with movie making. And last but not least, the legendary Debbie Reynolds. You know her as Princess Leia's mom, but you also know her from Singing in the Rain and many other things. And this is her in our Say What soundbite. And she says, but on Singing in the Rain, they shot with 2. She's talking about cameras. Rodaron con dos, which was very usual. And on the boom is the microphone that they hold in the air. Ese micro pértiga, I think you say. Okay, it's the boom. And she says, well, we in the sky, she goes, the boom in the sky, way in the sky, in el cielo. She goes, there used to be a guy called Busby Berkeley. Somewhere there's Busby, how high the boom, tan alto la pértiga, tan alta la pértiga. They used to tie him on with a rope. Le ataban ahí con una cuerda because he'd get so drunk porque se emborrachaba tanto. All right, here we go. Here is Debbie Reynolds.
But on Singing in the Rain, they shot with 2, which is very unusual. But on the boom and the way in the sky, there used to be a guy called Busby Berkeley. Somewhere there's Busby, how high the boom. They used to tie him on with rope because he'd get so drunk.
All right, that's right. The boom or the boom microphone is the one that catches all the sound. All right, folks, what a great job. That applause is for all of you. Amazing job today. Let me give you the song because we don't have a lot of time, so you can look it up on your own. It's I Need You Now. I Need You Now. And the group is Lady A, our birthday girl, Hillary Scott. Thank you so much for joining us today and every day, amigos. Stay tuned. You've got the one and only Jimena Holiday up next. She's going to entertain you, teach you some English, and you can laugh and learn along with her as well. Thank you so much, everyone. Sing it with me.